Hello and welcome to Real Watchers Movie Club. My name is Garrett.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are your hosts. Movie Club is a show where we pick a movie every week and discuss it, just like a book club. On today's show, we are continuing our July month-long theme of looking at films that are older than the 1940s. And our film this week is the 1928 romantic horror drama, The Man Who Laughs. Our thoughts and more coming up on Movie Club. Released in 1928, The Man Who Laughs was directed by Paul Lenny and stars Conrad Veidt, Mary Philbin, and Cesare Gravina. When a proud noble refuses to kiss the hand of a despotic King James in 1690, he is cruelly executed and his son surgically disfigured. The film currently has a 3.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Before we dive into our thoughts, though, we do want to issue a quick spoiler warning for the movie. We're going to talk about everything that happens over the course of the movie. We don't want to ruin it for you if you've never seen it before, so go and check it out first. I believe right now it's streaming free on Tubi if you want to check it out. But then come back here because you can find out what movie we're covering next week because it's going to be another old movie. Alrighty, Kevin. So The Man Who Laughs was my pick this week, and picked it because I had never seen it before, and it was the movie that the physical design of the character inspired the Joker. So, or is one of the inspirations for the Joker, for sure. So, yeah, I think this is going to be just a nice movie to pick. Had you heard about this movie before?
Nope, have never heard about this movie before. Didn't even know it existed. Didn't even know that fun fact.
Seen the design of the guy?
Nope.
Interesting.
I've never seen the Joker before.
No. But let's go ahead and kind of dive into this a little bit. This movie, for a long time, I was under the impression that it was supposed to be a horror movie. Yeah,
well, because I wonder why.
But I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't think it's a horror movie.
I agree with you. I don't think it is. It's more of maybe a romance kind of movie.
Romantic
or
drama.
Yeah, I like that because it's a lot of drama in here.
Yeah, a lot of drama and some pretty darn good romance. I would say that this is definitely more of a drama for sure, about a man who just wants to be taken seriously despite the severe damage that was inflicted to him by parties outside of his control. And you know, that could be a stand-in for a lot of different things. This is obviously based on a novel by Victor Hugo. I want to double check. I want to say it's the same writer that did another book. Yes, he did. It's the same author that did Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So this is, in fact, the same author. So there is deeper meaning to this all over the place because those stories are already pretty great. And this one, I would say, is just as good as those. I would like to see some like maybe a Broadway version of this. I think it could work.
I think it could work, yeah, because he's in, like, I don't want to call it a carnival, but he's like
a traveling group.
Yeah, with a blind person and other things that people take advantage. That other people take advantage of their. I don't want to say weirdness, but it's like freaks, pretty much. They take advantage of what is wrong with them, even though that is just them. Yeah. And it is a tragic story about how the kid got this surgery done without him even having what's going on either, which is crazy to think of. But he does look so menacingly in this movie, which I really like. I loved how it always was a creepy smile. It wasn't like a regular smile. All of his teeth were showing, it looked like, and it's weird to say this, but it was such a good smile for the character that you wanted to root for.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of that, I think, in the later Joker movie from 2019, where like he laughs uncontrollably, so it's almost painful. It feels similar to this, where he is not doing well, but he looks like he's happy and laughing. Right, that's the whole point. And kind of, I really, really like that. And this is kind of a great segue. leans into Conrad Veidt, who plays Gwynplaine, or the main character, and is probably one of the best performances I've seen in a silent film. He's truly fantastic in this movie at conveying that pain and all, but also like the love when he kind of feels it towards, his kind of found family, his found romantic interest. And I think he sells it really well.
He does. And I love how insecure he is about his mouth. Because, I mean, if something was wrong with my mouth, you would want to cover it up or anything like that. But he looked like a badass when he covered up his mouth. I don't know why. It's just like Assassin's Creed vibes going on here. But I really liked how he started out with his love interest, the blind woman. How he never let her touch his face and stuff like that because he was so insecure. And at the end, she didn't care or anything like that. It was maybe a little predictable, but still, it was like the way he acted when he came back, and he was like, "Oh, she doesn't care if I always have a smile on my face, even though I'm down." So,
which is the reason why he goes back to her and doesn't stay with kind of his new power and new things like that, right? And I'm glad they didn't go a dark direction with his character. I'm like, I haven't read the original novel, but I've heard that the novel ends on a more bleak note, and this is definitely more hopeful at the end as far as his story goes. And but I'm kind of glad it works for the film, and I think that it does kind of lean into the idea, that kind of like, like Big World, which I just talked about the other day, humanizes someone with a disability.
Yeah. I mean, a disability that was thrown at him too.
Yeah. This wasn't, I mean, not that, most people who have disabilities are not doing it by choice, right?
Yes, yes.
It does. That's why I'm saying it kind of mirrors that perfectly. And it works. I do really think that it does work. The other performances in this movie are great too, but I just think that Conrad Veidt really steals
he steals the show in this, and for having a smile on your face like you were saying, but showing so much emotion with that smile, even though you could see that he was sad, miserable, something was happening, romantic feeling. He really portrayed that with a smile on his face, which was you can't do a lot of the time. So it was very incredible. I really liked the kind of I don't want to say cinematography, but the stage setup was very cool in this movie as well. Very dark and eerie, but still had like the vibe of like the 19 when does this take place? 90s, yeah. But it's that vibe of that place, but it was more darker than usual. Not like I think of like King James and stuff like that as being very royalty, fancy, colorful. And this one, it is in black and white because I didn't have color back then, but it's just felt so much darker because we were getting told by the story of him and not about a royalty.
Yeah, I like that period piece element of it because it definitely makes it feel of a different time and place, but still relatable. Like kind of like Frankenstein last year was. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning. That kind of like Victorian Gothic, kind of atmosphere to it. I really like, and I did put this in my review, but I would love to see a modern remake of this, but not set in modern day. Do it in still the same time period, but I would love to see a modern director take this on with a performer that could possibly fill in those shoes.
You can maybe what I was thinking of right now, Bill Skarsgård has his like it face, but if they can kind of form it outwards a little bit more, it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, but I think he kind of lacks a little bit of the depth of acting. I don't know why, but I just in my head, it's not who I would cast, but I thought Timothée Chalamet.
Okay,
like,
I can see that. A
couple years when he's older, maybe, but like I think he's also still young enough because I don't think that Gwynplaine is supposed to be that old.
No.
So definitely could be a younger person, but anyhow, I did want to kind of mention that I do think this movie does get a little too slow at some points, and I do think that it suffers when the scenes don't have Conrad Veidt in them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's not that the story gets lost, but I would want Conrad to be on my screen the entire time, because that is the main character that I want to see and see what happens with him, because he gets put into a situation that not a lot of people get put into, and I want to see him how he gets himself out of that position a lot of the times. Especially he's in like a love triangle in this movie too, which in 1928 love triangles were not a thing. I don't know, I wasn't alive back then, but not well known. But it was very different to see again how things were so different back in the day too, 1928, and but still having the dresses and the attire from the 1690s is absolutely fantastic. I thought the wardrobe was really, really cool looking as well.
Yeah, the visual design of this movie definitely has some of those expressionistic tendencies, like we just saw in Son of Frankenstein last week. You know, it definitely has those. It was Conrad Veidt, I believe. I want to double check this before I get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong. Yes, he was Cesare in the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. So
Okay.
he has, expertise in this, right? Like he knows what he's doing. So really, really like that. Definitely, the visual look, the tone. It definitely has twinges of horror to it. You know, like every time we see Conrad Veidt and he's smiling painfully, it has that twinge of the scary to it, right? It also feels like the Joker, which obviously this would inspire in part. You know, I really, really enjoyed this. I think I knew I was going to enjoy this movie. I didn't know that I was going to enjoy it so much without it being a horror movie.
Yeah, without it being too suspenseful as well. I mean, there are suspense in this movie, but it's more, like we said, a drama romance movie that has a person that just that has a disability, that he's the forefront of this movie, but he absolutely kills it with his performance. But yeah, it's good. It's a good movie for 1928. So
yeah, it's like definitely one of the better movies that I've seen from the time period for sure. Definitely up there with like Wings, and I don't think it's necessarily something that's like a best picture contender, but definitely something that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
All right, so this was my pick this week. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. For me, The Man Who Laughs, I thought this was a really great movie. Romantic drama with twinges of horror to it. That's not really a horror movie, even though we always see it billed as one. Really enjoyed Conrad Veidt in this. One of the best performances of the silent era so far, of what I've seen. Some incredible visual design. I do think that it gets a little too slow at points, and I do think the movie suffers when Veidt is not on the screen. But apart from that, I think this movie is really pretty to look at, and has a really, really great lead performance. So for me, I gave it an 85 out of 100, which is equal to a 4 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Nice. Yeah, so I mean, not to piggyback off of you, but Conrad is the main star in this movie, and he absolutely performs his ass off in this. I did like the scenery in this movie, being it in 1690 as well for me, the dresses and the attire that you get to see. And I liked how it plays to Conrad's character as him just being a person that doesn't understand himself, but other people don't understand him as well, how he got this face and everything like that. But he plays with your emotions for a person that smiles every day, and that's crazy to think about. But I really enjoyed this movie. It did slow down a little bit in the middle of this movie, and then it starts to pick back up when that drama and that realization happens with the main love interest as well. So I really enjoyed it. I gave it an 82 out of 100, which accumulates to 4 stars out of 5.
Absolutely correct. So the question now falls to you. What do you think of The Man Who Laughs? Go ahead and leave that comment down in the comment section down below. But remember to be respectful of one another, because it's really not that hard. And we should all be nicer to each other. Next week, though, we are concluding our July month-long theme of looking at movies that are of the 1930s and before. And we are watching the 1933 thriller A Shriek in the Night next week. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that, as long as I remember to upload it in time. But thank you so much for watching. Of course, we have our live stream every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and this show every Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, as long as I remember to record it, or not to record it, to upload it. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching, and until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen.